This is People of Middlebury with Hiruy Ephrem. Today's show we have the lovely Gaby Fuentes.
Hi everyone.
She is a Middlebury Center for Social Entrepreneurship Fellow, as well as a Posse Scholar, and of course, there's much more beyond that. But of course, let's start with generics. Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois. City, born and raised. Actually, it's funny. I was actually born right outside of Chicago, but raised in Chicago. It's always funny. I tease my mom. I'm like, if I ever become famous, people are gonna say I'm not from Chicago. But she left her house in Chicago, gave birth to me, and then brought me home to Chicago. So raised in Chicago, but not necessarily born.
I see. That works. That works. And Middlebury. How does Middlebury fit into your life?
Middlebury College. So, to be honest, I never considered ever moving away for college. And once I did reach that step in my life, I didn't really look into Middlebury until the Posse Scholarship came along and kind of introduced me to small liberal arts colleges. And after going through the process and making Middlebury my first choice, I was actually granted the scholarship with 11 other students here. We are part of the first Chicago Posse on campus. So that's kind of how I got introduced to Mid, and now I'm here. I'm a sophomore, so second year here.
One of the most interesting things about you, I feel like, is the Center for Social Entrepreneurship. What is that? Can you explain to me what that is?
So the Center for Social Entrepreneurship is a place on campus. The location is right behind the library, and I feel like not enough people know about it.
I heard about it like halfway through the year. I was like, what? This exists?
Yeah, so I was introduced to them when I started when I got an idea for my project in Chicago, which went there to ask for funding. They have really, really amazing funding. I received the summer grant, which was a $3,000 grant to initiate any type of program or thing that you were thinking about. So I was introduced to them through that kind of like project initiation. What they do is they basically encourage students on Middlebury campus to go beyond the college to serve others, to serve other communities. And they very much are connected with the community, and they support students in their endeavors, whether it be creating projects from their hometown where they're from or going abroad and initiating some type of program, community service, business-oriented things. Like they're very supportive in that. And I would say that the center tries to have students reflect more on their purpose on campus and their purpose individually.
How do you think that has affected you as a student here on campus?
So I think having the Center for Social Entrepreneurship has really allowed me to acknowledge that there's a place outside of Middlebury and to always keep that in my back pocket and remember that, because I know stepping on campus, there are many times when I feel very disoriented, being from a big city, being Latina, being, sometimes I feel very othered here. And Middlebury is nothing like my hometown or nothing like the community I'm from, good and bad ways, right? So I think the center allowed me to feel that way and allowed me to gain resources from the schools to kind of bridge my college life with my home life and kind of create that connection for myself.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so your social entrepreneurship project, what is it?
So, so I received the summer grant for a program I launched in Chicago with Professor Crystal Brown. She's the head of the dance department.
Yes,
and
I met her the other day.
Yeah, she's amazing. And she has done work with girls in New York City and North Carolina, and she was one of the founders of Project Becoming, which is basically this idea of becoming, encouraging women to keep self-fulfilling, to keep being self-actualized and kind of trying to reach those goals through self-reflection and movement and kind of using the power of dance and movement and discussion and connection to like, exactly, to kind of reflect and introspect on, what it means to be a woman and what it means to be a woman in a greater community. And I came in my freshman year knowing that dance was such an important aspect of my life and knowing that I wanted to work with youth and do some type of dance just for the pure fun of it, but also because I think that dance has had such a positive influence in my life that I wanted to expose others to that. So I had a meeting with her because I took a dance class first semester here, and which was really fortunate. I don't think I would have been as involved if I hadn't met her.
I heard
so
good stuff
early
about the
on.
dance program here. So
Yeah. And after meeting her, I told her about my idea and how I wanted to use dance and work with youth, and she was like, "Here are all my resources. This is what I've done. Let's collaborate. Let's do something." So I got involved with a community organization in Chicago and the Center for Social Entrepreneurship, as well as academic outreach, and some POSTE trustees gave me funding to carry out the program, which is great. And I had a lot of people guide me along the way from the center, Crystal, some trustees. So I think Middlebury has a really strong network, and the center really promotes that sense of connection and that sense of, we're trusting you to give back to your community or to, implement some really awesome stuff. And my fellowship is kind of separate from it. So the fellowship actually is a 2-year program. Every year they select 6 sophomores to be fellows, and this is the 2nd year they've done so. So there's 12 fellows in total as of yet. And what they do is a 2-year program where the first summer they encourage students to learn and intern in a field that they're interested in creating a program for. So I'm really, really interested in immigration and immigration reform. So this summer I'm going to spend some time hopefully interning with some organizations in Chicago. And I'm studying abroad in India, hopefully, if that all works out.
Nice.
And because after Mexico and China, India is in the homeland of one of the largest populations of immigrants to the United States. So that's kind of like where I just want to like interact and understand cultural things before I feel like I can go into a community and serve. So this summer I will spend some time learning about immigration reform and what the immigration policy is here in the States. And then next summer I hope to implement some type of sustainable program to address immigration and all that comes with it. And
I'd love to see how that works.
Yeah.
So it seems like dance has been a really big part of your life.
It has.
What about dance in Middlebury? How's that going?
Dance in Middlebury. So I've never taken formal dancing. I think the first formal class I ever took was Crystal Brown's class my freshman year, first semester. Before that, I just I'd grown up dancing. My favorite thing to do is to dance with my grandfather. It's like the best thing ever. So just growing up in high school, I got involved in like little seminars my high school would offer, like Zumba class, or we would do like, I don't know, any type of like different style of dance that they would offer. I would always be there. And getting on campus, I felt that absence when I stepped on campus, like being Latina and not having like, your typical salsa, merengue, bachata, like offered at Middlebury parties. I was like, I would have fun. I think I danced to a lot of genres, and, I had fun dancing other things, but there's a certain sense of home and a certain connection that I have to other styles of dance that I really wanted to bring on campus. So that's how I got started. I started asking around, like, why aren't there any, like, Latino, like, dance nights or anything like that. And with the help of a lot of people, I was able to bring a DJ from Burlington and create what's now known as Café con Leche, which is like a Latin night that I hold every, I don't know, couple months, like 2 or 3 times a semester.
It's really fun.
Yeah. Like I live for those nights, because those are the times where like it's fun. It's in Crossroads. It's like, everyone can stop by. Everyone's invited, and it's a fun space. Grill. Exactly, the grill's right there.
It's just very convenient. It's good music too, good dancing.
Yeah, it's a fun thing that really kind of keeps me grounded here at Mid. To further that, I think there's other students here on campus that kind of feel the same way, and in connecting with those students, my freshman year, we realized that there was a kind of a monopolization of dance and dance culture. So we wanted to create a group on campus that was kind of, diasporic, that brought together a bunch of musical genres and brought together a bunch of people's styles, whatever it may be. We wanted to create a space where those styles could all be appreciated and where we could collaborate. So a group of us got started on a new dance group, and we became official this semester. So
nice.
We're called Evolution.
Nice.
And
Why Evolution?
Evolution. I think first it's a cool name.
No question.
And we just wanted to kind of like re-emphasize this idea of like dance across time and like music across time. So a lot of the music that we dance to nowadays has some type of origin that, you know, we want to acknowledge that, you know, salsa merengue, that has, you know, an origin outside of, you know, the countries that they're from, or outside of the U.S. Latino music in the U.S. is different from, you know, maybe a Latin American country. And we just wanted to like acknowledge that sense of progression. And we also, I think, at least my personal opinion of the group is I always try to see a way in which we can progress and evolve. Like, we start at stage 1, but we want to just keep going.
Stage 2, stage 3,
stage 3. Yeah, you just want to keep going. So
progress forever. So I hear there's a performance coming up really soon, right?
There is. So we have 2 performances coming up. The first one is April 19th at Night of Black Culture. It's a Saturday in Bay Hall. Yeah. So you should come check it out.
Nice.
And then our next performance after that, which I'm choreographing most of the pieces for, is the Alianza Showcase, which will take place on April 26th in the social space.
So that's 2 weeks in a row. That's
great.
It's
2 weeks in a row.
So we get to see Evolution twice.
Yeah, and we're going to be using two different sets of music and pieces. So all fresh, new stuff.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you heard it here. April 19th and April 26th. And of course, if you want to learn some more about Gaby's project, you can check out the link on the side. And of course, thank you so much for coming on our show.
Yeah,
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.